In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, you're listening to another episode of You're Human, and it's actually episode 13. Way further than I ever thought we would get. But it's a live call-in show where nothing's off the table. Call in, let's talk about it, let's get it off. Whatever it is, you can bring it up. So pretty crazy week. I got up this morning. I'm actually headed to Camp Lejeune today. I'm flying in tonight, getting up in the morning, working out at the Wallace Creek Fitness Center tomorrow morning at 06:45. Don't be late. Don't show up at 6:45. Get your ass over there at 6:30. And let's get a good one in. Get a little sweat sesh in down at Camp Lejeune, and then I'll be going around to a lot of the different units, checking them out, seeing what's going on, saying what's up to the Marines. It's one of my favorite parts of what I get to do. And then on June 22nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Marston Pavilion, there will be a hiring fair. It's going to be really awesome. There's going to be a ton of employers in the room. It's going to be really a great spot to, if you're getting out, you're looking to transition out of the military, it ain't that hard, especially if you know who to talk to and where to go. You've done a lot harder shit. So go check it out. It'll be Hiring Our Heroes at the Marston Pavilion on June 22nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And if you're not getting out, I guarantee you know somebody who is, so tell them to get their ass over there on June 22nd. And also, it's not just for, like everything else is all about the veteran, right? It's all about the service member, but this is also about the family who does way more work than us. So make sure to get over there and check us out. Look forward to seeing everyone there and saying what's up. But yeah, it's going to be a good couple days out at Camp Lejeune. I didn't get to spend much time there when I was in the Marine Corps. The closest I got, we got a call. Let's go. Hey, what's going on? It's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Hey, what's happening, brother?
What's up?
Man, look here. Got to ask
you.
What happened to American Party Podcast?
Man, you know what? Hey, I love it. I'm glad you called and asked. I was just like one of my businesses I was, really into the middle of and just couldn't link up with Dan's schedule and, just kind of thought it'd be better that way. You know what I mean? I mean, I love Dan. I was with Dan. I seen Dan a couple of days ago. I love Dan to death. Dan's such a great guy. But yeah, I couldn't make it happen enough on the frequency that Dan was.
Dude, damn, man, you guys were magic on there, man. y'all just played off each other. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
have time if y'all were gonna fight or what?
Yeah, it was such a fun show, right? And Dan is. I tell people all the time, Dan is one of the smartest motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. Like he is incredibly intelligent, right? And he is very intelligent and he is very, very systematically, right? But Dan has no emotions. Like
he don't show anything.
Well, no, it's not because he doesn't show it. It's because he doesn't feel it. It's like he's one of those people that like everything's objectified to him, right? And so but he is insanely incredible, and what an awesome friend.
Oh, he's awesome. Of course, I still listen to Drinking Brothers and try to catch everything you do. Cause I'm a truck driver, so
you are
constantly on the road.
Where are you at?
Yeah, man, I've been out here 2 months. Right now, I'm in this little place called Paw Paw, Michigan.
Paw Paw, Michigan.
That's the name of the town.
You're from South Carolina, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I knew it. I could tell by your accent. I could tell by your damn accent. I knew exactly where you were from. You were either from it was either going to be from South Carolina or Louisiana, but deep in Louisiana.
Hey, well, see, my family's Cajun, so there you go. There's part of it.
I knew it.
No, you hit it on the damn head, man. Straight out of South Carolina.
I knew it, brother. Well, listen, hey, I want you to be careful and be safe out there on the road, and man, we'll keep putting them out so you got something to listen to.
Hey, you better believe it, Dakota. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you. Wait, what's your name?
Billy.
Billy. Awesome.
Billy Parton.
Billy Parton. Well, it's great to meet you, sir.
Hey, great to meet you, brother.
Appreciate
You
you.
can help me.
Take care, brother.
All right,
See you.
brother. See you.
Man, what an awesome guy. What do you think about that, Nice? What do you think about picking that out? Oh,
You
got
are
another
good,
one.
by
That
the
was
way.
good, right?
Accents.
Hey, what's going on? It's the Your Human Podcast.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey,
What's going on?
is this Mr. Meyer?
This is me.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
Wow. Great. Well, I wanted to thank you for putting this on. My name is Master Sergeant Brooks. I'm with the United States Army, and
Awesome.
my question for you is with what I would say large generational gap between the older NCOs and officers in the Army and today. What are the best ways that the Army can continue to recruit? We see that that's a large issue. I'm a career counselor by trade, so my job is to keep folks in the Army. And I'd just like to hear your thoughts on that, given the current climate in America right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So here's what I think the difference is. And first off, thank you for your service, and I appreciate you calling in. But I think the number one thing that we, the older NCOs have got to do is maintain that line and not get caught up in the bullshit, right? Like the same thing that people who are joining today are facing is no different than what we faced when we all joined, right? I mean, no matter what president was there, I mean, look at, I mean, no matter what, I mean, it's the thing is though, is that these NCOs, these higher leadership, like they have got to keep their service members engaged, and they've got to get creative on that, and they've got to find ways to make them believe in the mission of what we all serve, right? Look, we got lucky because we watched 9/11 unfold, and we all had that in the back of our head of this is why we're joining, right? But ultimately, did we do anything about 9/11, right? Like we didn't, right? We still went over and fought wars. We stayed in a constant state of readiness. The difference is that we have got the leadership has got to keep people believing in the history and the people, the shoulders, the oath that we all took, right? Like we all joined, and it was like, man, like I'm raising my hand to fight for freedom, whatever that meant, right? Like to fight for freedom. And like these people who are joining today, like the military's got to be badass. Nobody joins, like you're a recruiter, right? And so let me ask you this. You got a Marine recruiter in the same building as you probably, right? Or no, you're a career planner. So like, look at when we joined. And I talk about this all the time. So you got the Marine Corps and the Army in the same place, like, when we all joined. Was it that way for you, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a military career center, Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard. They were all in one building.
Yeah. So think about this, right? So think about this. The Marine Corps at that time during the war wasn't giving bonuses to sign up. I think the National Guard and the Army was sometimes like up to $20,000. I think the National Guard was for sure. So if it was about the money or the pay, the Marines would have never had anybody there, and they would have had to do that, right? But it wasn't about that. It was about the perception that being a Marine was harder. And it was about the challenge, right? Like it was about the challenge. It's about, I want to be part of something bigger than me that's going to make me better. That's how you recruit the next generation.
Yeah, and I just, and again, I'm not representing the Army. And
Yeah.
These are alone, but I feel like that pride and patriotism that we had in the wake of 9/11 that drove so many of us towards service, we're lacking in that now. I mean, we have a whole generation now that doesn't know 9/11, and what I fear the most is it's going to take another major conflict or another, God forbid, crisis in the country to reinvoke some of that pride. And
yeah, but you know what? But you know what's crazy is like we are as like I'm going to Lejeune tomorrow, right? And I'm going out and I'm going to talk to Marines and firing them up and reminding them that the problems that they face today are no different than the ones that we faced. It's not different. It's just it's the same bowl. It's the same soup, just a different bowl. You know what I mean? And we've got to, like, the leadership has got to remind people of that. Instead of, what happens is everybody starts bitching about it and saying that it sucks, right? And this is the problem when I talk to, look, I've been part of transitioning since I got out of the military. And so often you hear, and this is, how often do you hear this? You hear soldiers get out and then they want to get back in.
All the time.
All the time.
We have many repeat offenders.
And yeah, there you go. And you want to know why? Because what happens is we all want to get out. And look, I was one of them, right? We all want to get out because we don't want to put up with the bullshit, the waiting, with the regulations, someone telling me what to do, right? Like we all want to get out because of that. The problem is that when soldiers, airmen, service members get out because of those reasons, and not stay in because of the purpose and the opportunity that the military provides them, they get out and then they're like, oh shit, guess what? If I don't do all those same things, I'm not successful being a civilian either. And they're like, well, I can go back and be in the service doing what I love. And I think that's where, like, we've got to be better, or, people who are in the military, these service members, this leadership has got to be better at doing that and reminding people of that and helping them. And I'll tell you the one thing that I missed out on in the military, and maybe it was because of my generation, like, I didn't know, nobody educated me on all the opportunities that the military has.
Yeah, that's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. We got leaders walking around as Marines call them career planners, but in the Army as a career counselor is we want our leaders to counsel their soldiers, but then they don't know what to counsel them on because they're not educated on the benefits and incentives as well. And that's our largest fight.
That's your largest fight. So that's your largest fight. Here's what I'll tell you is, don't believe the lies that no one wants to serve anymore. Don't believe the lies that it's about the money. Don't believe any of those lies. Like, I don't believe that at all. It's about, it's you don't have a service member problem. You got a leadership problem.
Yeah.
But guess what? Hey, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. You know what? Because it gives you room to go out there and educate these soldiers, these soldiers, on what the opportunity. I mean, you talk about the Army, man. The Army, you could come out with, I've got friends who are in the Army and they have gotten a shit ton of degrees. They come out with 2 masters. I know a guy who came out, who was infantry. So it's not even about, well, what role you're in. The guy's infantry, combat infantry. And now I think he just got a doctorate, right?
Yeah.
How awesome is that? Where else can you do that at?
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm about to finish a bachelor's degree and don't owe a dime.
And you don't owe a dime, right? And you got paid while you did it.
Yeah.
Where else can you do that at, right? So I think that, like, look, I don't believe any of the stuff of, like, maybe I'm wrong. You tell me. You're in it. Your fingers on the pulse. What do you think the biggest thing what do you think soldiers are facing today that we didn't face, maybe we didn't face back in 2006 to 2010?
Well, speaking primarily, being formerly combat arms 11 years as a scout, and then also that's my number population I deal with. Number one, we don't have major conflict anymore. So those guys that do sign up that want to be trigger pullers, they're hanging out in the motor pool. So that's they feel like there's definitely a sense of they're just treading water, and they want action.
Well, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been on combat deployments, right?
Yeah.
What percentage of time on those combat deployments were you firing and engaged with the enemy?
Well, in a 15-month deployment that I had, you could probably combine all the gunfights into less than half a day.
So do you see my point? And how much? Hey, and be honest with me. Let's be honest. Let's have me too, because I was about to say the same shit. So then now you drive on it. How bad did it suck being deployed over there?
Yeah, it was without its shortcomings for sure. but you know, it was an experience. It was an overall experience. You're downrange. There's a large sense of purpose.
Yep.
You're actually doing something operational. It's not training.
You're right.
It's not going to port poke for JRTC or doing hip pocket training in the motor pool or something like that. So yeah, I guess that's my rebuttal to that.
Yeah, I hear you. Listen, I hear you, right? So for me, it's like, so for me, it was like, man, like you could do badass stuff in training, right? And honestly, I think that soldiers who join today are more likely to be in a harder conflict than I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't see how we're not in a war in the next 5 years.
Yeah, and again, I don't think any of us, especially those that have been around, are wishing for that.
Nope.
But as an older guy, I've just hit over 18 years. Like, I can relate. Like, all right, man. Yeah, I know you're the only guy in your platoon without a combat patch, and you know that kind of stuff. So, you know, I don't know what the solution is, but that is the sense when you ask, like, what are soldiers saying? Well, you know, I did my 4 years. I just sat around on Fort Drum. I didn't do anything. I was at 11 Bravo. It's time for me to move out. I'm not going to hang around here and wait. And I think that there's a maturity factor is a huge part of that, right? We're talking about young, 20-year-old guys.
Yeah, I mean, the maturity factor. I mean, that's that. There you go, right? I mean, look, if you join, if you join the United States military just to go kill people, you're going to be really, really disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, even if you get to go do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's, you know what I mean? Because majority of the time, it's like, the majority of the time is like, if you can't find more purpose and fulfillment in the challenges, you know, trying to go to a school, trying to obtain another MOS, trying to, you know, like, and there's tons of them, right? I mean, you can you can find a way to, I mean, especially in the Army, like there's tons of schools you can go to. There's tons of avenues. I mean, you could literally decide your destiny and challenge yourself on these next milestones inside the Army. And like, if it's just about combat, I mean, even after you go see combat, you're going to be disappointed. I mean, look, combat didn't keep anybody in. I mean, it kept some in, but like, you still had, you know, an attrition rate of craziness, right?
And that was kind of the main point of my call, is that, you know, I think the Army has a bit of an identity crisis right now, where, you know, and in this way, I don't say this often, I envy the Marines.
Yeah.
You know, the Marines' identity, they hold close to it, and they know who they are. The commercials say it, the uniform says it, you know, all of those things. And I think the Army is trying to adapt and having to do it rather rapidly in how they communicate and market themselves. And I think they've had a couple of missteps along the way. And I think that's having an impact on the recruiting.
Yeah, but you know how you stay with that though. Like to be honest, the people aren't. I mean, and I'm gonna rebuttal you on this. People aren't joining because of commercials. They're joining because the guy that shows up and challenges them, how he looks, how he walks in, how he presents himself. It's that soldier right there that decides if that person joins or not.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's a great point. It absolutely is.
And so the best thing we can be is examples. And, you know, and that's where, like, I always try to be real with these. Look, tomorrow, I guarantee you, out of the 10 people, the 10 groups of Marines that I talk to tomorrow, I guarantee you that every single one of them are going to bring up the question of, you know, I just don't feel like that my service matters because I joined to go to combat, but I didn't get to go to combat. Right. And the reality of it is you're right. You're right. I've been on tons of patrols in Afghanistan. But to be honest with you, like, the amount of gunfights, like the biggest impact that I made in the world while I was a United States Marine was not when I was pulling triggers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, that's what we've got to remind everybody of like, you know, we all looked forward to. I mean, you remember before you ever went deployed, you thought you were just going to be shitting and just getting and just like damn Vietnam, didn't you?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Mr. Meyer, I don't want to take too much of your time because I'd love to give others opportunities.
No, I appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, but I thank you so much for doing this. I think you are a model representative of that individual that you just talked talked about. You represent us amazingly well.
Wow.
You're very vocal. I appreciate everything you do in the political sphere and representing veterans and making sure that we're taken care of. And thank you for your service.
Well, I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for your service.
You too, Mr. Meyer.
Bye-bye. What an awesome guy.
I could have heard you guys talk all day.
I know. I could have just kept him on and done a whole podcast with him. What a smart guy.
I got a question from Instagram, but we'll get to that in a bit because I think we got a call coming up.
How you know? Golly, you predict the future. Hey, what's going on? It's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
What's up, Dakota? It's Brett Parker.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
What you into?
I wanted to change the conversation a little bit.
Let's do it.
So I don't know if I told you this, but I've got the privilege of bringing on all our new hires for the first 2 weeks. I get to work them out every morning and kind of orientate them to the department.
Hell yeah. Sucks for them, but yeah.
And, yeah, I kind of get the most clear first impression of our guys after they're hired.
Yeah.
And the workouts are meant to, obviously test them physically, but also mentally.
Yep.
Especially as we get towards the end of the 2 weeks. Well, we just hired 3 guys, and 2 of which did fine, but one of them, not so much.
Yeah.
He's not only a talker, he doesn't really push himself mentally, and it was obvious because he stood out from the other 2 quite a bit. The final workout is a long run. I take them on like a 6-mile run while they're carrying a pony section of 5-inch, and we go up the dam, through a river trail, like all over the place. And I quiz them, and then every time they get a question wrong, they got to stop and either hold the hose over their head and do a squat or do push-ups or something like that. And this one guy, man, he couldn't follow simple instructions. He couldn't keep the hose over his head. He'd like be over dramatic about how heavy it was. He couldn't do one push-up. Like, it was just a little embarrassing. And everything in me wanted to send him home, and I would have if I didn't think I was going to get in trouble. But I'm just curious what it would have been like in your department. And I know you're volunteering right now, but I would imagine they have something set in place to where if you're physically not cutting it, like,
yeah, I mean, this is a problem, I think, for the entire fire service right now, right? I mean, this is the problem that, and look, I think this is also why, again, I talked about this a little bit earlier. This is why people can't keep people in the fire service, right? It's why that when somebody joins the fire service and all of a sudden they get there and it becomes their second job, right? Like,
Yeah.
You see that all the time. And so it's because the standards aren't high enough. That guy should, so here's what I would tell you is if they're letting you do this, what are, so you got two factors here. Number one is they're letting you do this. So like your department's letting you do this. What happens once, do they think that an entry fireman should be able to do that? So there's number one. And so if they're letting you do it, then obviously they must support it. What are the standards if somebody doesn't do it? I mean, it doesn't sound like to me the guy couldn't do it. He just sounds like he honestly didn't. He didn't even put effort into trying to complete it, right? Like he just,
right.
So like there's that issue. And then the second thing comes down to this though. Here's where the question comes down to: Can everybody on the department do it?
Right.
And so, you kind of get in a problem, but here's the thing is, what I would tell you to do is what I would challenge you to do is if you can't get rid of that guy, then you need to try to make that guy better, right? Like you need to do everything you can to put this guy on an action plan and have a hard conversation with him of, hey, check it out. Like if you want to be trusted, you need to find what motivates him. You need to look at him, because everybody can blame the department. Everybody can blame leadership, whatever, right? Like, the department, the bureaucracy won't let me fix him. Okay, well then try to make him better, right? Or the bureaucracy won't let me get rid of him, right? Well, then try to make him better. And so you have an opportunity right here to where you can push this guy, be honest with him. Obviously, the guy's going to respect you and probably take more criticism from you because he watched you do this with them. than he will
Right.
anybody else in the department. So that's where you got to hone in and see like, hey, if you can't get rid of the guy, then, and maybe the guy doesn't need to be getting rid of, right? Maybe he just needs, maybe nobody's ever set him down and said, hey, look, man, like you talk too much. Like you need to do less talking and more working.
Yeah. The hardest thing about it to me is like you can train somebody from nothing to become amazing, but it's really hard to instill a give a shit.
Well,
You know?
does the guy know that he's out of shape?
Oh yeah, he knows.
Well, that's a good start. Does he care that he's
Right.
out of shape?
He says he cares, but I refuse to believe he was as weak as he portrayed he was. You know, like my wife would have put in more effort than he did.
Well, so here's
That's what bugged me.
Well, so here's what I'll challenge you on, right? So I'll challenge you on this. Look, guys like me and you, we're mentally and physically strong. Period.
Yeah.
It's easy. It is very easy to make somebody physically stronger.
Oh yeah.
It is a challenge to find a way to mentally make them stronger, and that's the challenge that you're facing. So guess what?
Right.
This guy's going to make you better, and he's going to challenge you to get better at leading him and figuring out how to lead people who are mentally weak. Look at it's easy. It's easy. Anybody can make somebody who's mentally strong physically stronger.
Right.
The real challenge is can you take somebody who's mentally weak and make them mentally stronger and physically stronger?
Right.
And that's going to be your challenge right there, man.
Absolutely.
But guess what? Like, that's going to make you better. You're going to grow more by trying to lead this guy than you are by the other two in there. That guy's going to push you to be a better leader than any of the other ones.
Yeah.
Will they let you do that?
Well, he's going on a different shift, but he's going to be at the station, right? I'm at the same station. So,
what does his crew think?
His crew, part of his crew is on the same workout, so they know exactly where he's at, and they're gonna push him mentally as hard as they can. But it's one of those things where it's like, I've got something invested, you know.
Yeah.
But I can't stick with him, you know. I can just pass on what he needs. So there's some good guys with him, and I think he's got, you know, a decent chance. You know, he's got a chance because he's got guys that care, you know, to try to push him.
Well, you
imagine that
you already did your part though. Like, you exposed his weakness.
Right.
That's your job. See where he's at. You know what I mean? See what he needs. Now it's his crew's job to forge him into being what he needs to be, right? I mean, no matter what, like, even if you made this kid the strongest guy ever, if he went to a weak crew, he'd turn weak anyways.
Absolutely.
You know how it is.
Yeah. Is what's he going to be like in a year, you know?
What is he? How long is he a pro B?
6 months.
Yeah. Well, 6 months. I mean, I'd paperwork the shit out of him, and then like, you know, every time he didn't do it, I mean, I'd make the standards known, and I'd set them high, and then, you know, if he didn't meet them in 6 months, I mean, I'd you know, I'd do everything I could to advocate for him to find a new career.
Right. It's a liability, you know, and I hate that the fire department as a whole is refusing to set a minimum standard. It seems like,
man, it's all over though. I mean, it's all over. Like, you it's all over.
But
everywhere I go, you see this. You see these out of shape, you know, these guys who in their mind can do the job, but like couldn't do the job. Hasn't been able to do the job since they graduated the academy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And it's scary. It is scary. But you know, listen, all you can do is go out there and advocate for right.
Yeah.
But let me know if you need anything, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for calling in, and then keep pushing that kid. Don't let off that kid. Do not let off of that kid. And you'll always be fine as long as you can justify it by what the job requires.
Right.
Don't quit pushing that kid.
Sometimes.
Let's do it, man. Yeah, listen, I've been on the road. I'm literally leaving for North Carolina here in 3 hours.
Hey, have a blast. It's all good.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you, brother. See, man. Dude, that guy's a beast. I wouldn't even want to work out with him.
Oh, so you know this guy?
Yeah, he's right down the road.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to out him or anything.
Dude, he's like, yeah, I mean, he's a beast. Like fitness, the man.
So how do you make someone mentally tough in that space?
Well, you just keep pushing them further than they thought they could go, right?
Until they quit, maybe?
No, I mean, you don't want them to quit. So quitting's going to add and fuel into that fire, right? That it validates that they couldn't do it, right? When you get them to quit, but when you get them to go through where they thought they'd quit, that's where like confidence builds.
Wow. You guys ought to know for sure. Got a question here. Where can I find more OTD shirts? I bought the Doubt with the UBT crossed out, but I lost it.
Oh, dang. Go to ownthedash.com. Got a couple more shirts getting ready to come out too. We're getting ready to revamp it, get some more new shirts coming out. We have the cool shirt on there, the Dash Gym shirt that says, hey, it's not for everyone. Because you know what? Working out and getting after it and crushing life. It ain't for everyone.
Let's make a phone call because someone called during the middle of that one.
Oh, they did? Dun, 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 dun.
Hello.
What's going on? It's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Hey, what's up, Dakota? How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
All right, I'm a former 2838 Marine.
Hell yeah. You're from up north. You're up in the northeast.
I'm from Staten Island.
Staten Island, baby. How are you, brother?
Hey, it's a pleasure talking to you, man. I've been following you the whole life.
You too, man. Well, thank you for your
Doing great
service.
stuff for us veterans and stuff.
Hell yeah. You know, trying to do my best.
So that's what I do. Every time I see a veteran or whatever, I used to work for the DAV, so I go and I ask them, you know, do you get your benefits and stuff? And then when they say they don't, I do their paperwork and shit for them. And I send it all out, help them get money and shit they deserve. Other guys don't know what they deserve out there.
You're a damn good dude.
Yeah, I do it on my own free time. I don't take no money from them. I take them down, I put them in my car, bring them to the VA myself, submit their paperwork. The only thing I tell them is don't let me catch you in a fucking lie. You know, once the VA finds out you're lying or something, you know, you're marked.
That's right. Man, you're
so
good.
I don't fucking tolerate that shit.
You're a good dude.
What's going on? But hey, it's an absolute pleasure to talk to you. I followed you on all the documentaries, everything.
Hell yeah, bro. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. What's the weather like up there?
It's about 80 degrees right now, sunny.
Man, must be nice. It's gonna be 106 here today.
Where are you from?
I'm in Texas.
There's only one thing I learned about fucking people from Texas. They are fucking proud they're from fucking Texas.
Hey.
The Marines I've met from Texas, man. My brother used to live in Laredo, and my brother and father used to be Border Patrol.
Yeah. Hey, bro, let me tell you something. I'm from Texas. I tell people I'm from Texas, and then I tell them I'm from America. You know?
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, did you get your VA benefits in it? I'm sure you did and everything. That's a stupid question, but.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, we, the VA took care of me. Like, they got all my shit on there. I mean, all the shit.
You're 100%, right?
I had to check. I don't know.
Well,
I'm pretty sure I am. I haven't looked though. I mean, I don't honestly, like, I take the money and I donate it.
That's cool. That's good for you.
Yeah, man.
That's amazing.
You know, like it's all about doing what you can, right? Trying to give it back, whether you put it in the community, whether I put it to,
that's it.
You know,
I just got one guy. I helped the guy get this story out. I don't know if you got time.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Story. I fucking hung out with this kid. Are we on the radio and shit?
Yeah, you're live.
Oh fuck. I fucking forget about it. Who cares?
Yeah, come on, let's hear it.
I grew up with this kid. Good kid. You know, we had a little fucking melee back when we were kids or whatever. But he went in. You know, he became a CB, went in the Navy and shit. He came out and he came out with Parkinson's from those fucking fire pits and shit.
Man.
And nobody was helping him. Nobody. So I brought him in there. I got him 80% with like $30,000 retro.
Man, that's crazy, right?
That's a good fucking feeling, man.
Hell yeah. That's what it's about. What else do you do?
Yeah. That's it.
Hell yeah, man. So you go grab people and you just help them fill out their shit.
That's it. Because I worked for the DAV for 5 months, whatever. Forget about it. And I used whatever I learned, and I just helped guys out.
Bro, you're a good dude.
I posted that shit on fucking one of the pages and shit, man. Forget about it. The phone calls I were getting, the messages, I helped a lot of dudes out.
I guarantee it, man. Like it's crazy. Like navigating that system is like insane.
You know how many guys out there, you know how many fucking Vietnam veterans we got out there that they don't know what they deserve, what they fucking right, and they're fucking homeless and shit.
Yep. Hey,
Like
you know,
fucking cities bringing these immigrants here and kicking them out of fucking their shelters that they're in.
yeah, and you know what, man? Like I don't know the exact statistics, so don't hold me to this. But I think that like, you know, out of the 20 or 22 veterans a day that kill themselves, I think 12 to 15 of them have never even enrolled in the VA.
That's crazy. They don't know what they deserve. Shit like that.
Yeah, I mean the VA. So the VA has a bad, like, you know, there's like kind of three different arms to it, right? Like the VA has a bad rap. Obviously, their healthcare. Some places healthcare are they suck. But you know, the benefit side and the you know, the GI Bill and you know you know, all the programs that they have on that aspect of it are really good through the VA.
Yeah, but a lot of guys don't know about it. They don't tell them.
I
They don't
know.
know about voc rehab. They don't know about the VA. They don't know about the programs. Let
Yeah.
me tell you something. There's a lot of guys out there can motherfuck the VA all they want. Yo, VA's been there for me the whole time.
Well,
So I got no gripes with the VA.
hell yeah,
As
man.
long as you don't go there, you don't lie, you don't bullshit them, you're a straight shooter, they'll help you out.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, you know, but all, you know, all VAs are different all across the nation. You know what I mean? You probably just got a good one up there.
That's true. New York's got a really good one.
Hell yeah,
Really,
man.
really good one.
That's good to hear.
I haven't had any experiences from in VAs in other states or whatever, but New York, they move and shake up here.
Hell yeah, man. That's what you do is you move and shake. That ought to be your nickname. Move and shake.
No, they call me Sarge.
Sarge, I love it. I love it, bro.
Yeah, they call me Sarge. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you, brother. We just want to call back and check in with you and say what's up. And we appreciate what you're doing out there, man.
You got it, bud. Thank you for calling me back. It was an honor to talk to you.
Oh yeah, brother. Have a good day.
Hey, hold up.
Yeah.
You want to hear one more story because you probably know the guy.
Yeah.
The Army dog that got the Medal of Honor from, I don't think it was from Restrepo, but it was the other company.
Yep.
Up on Rocket, whatever. He was throwing the first pitch out at Shea Stadium. I'm a Yankee fan, but I took my son anyway. So he threw out the first pitch, and I refused to leave the stadium until I fucking met this guy.
Yeah.
So me and my son were walking all over the stadium. We ended up at Jerry Seinfeld's box, just walking around trying to find this fucking guy. And all the guys, the ushers at Citi Field, they're all veterans.
Yeah.
And the veteran, one of the veterans come up to me and goes, "Listen, guys, I can't get you up there to see him because he's with Wilpon, you know, the guy who owns the Mets. But I can tell you right now, you and your son, actually the Mets were playing the Yankees, excuse me. You and your son can sit anywhere the fuck you want, anywhere in the stadium." So we ended up sitting right behind fucking home plate, right by the Yankees dugout, and my son got to say hello to Aaron Judge.
Man,
Story.
that's awesome, bro. Hell yeah. Well, keep crushing it, man, and keep being a badass dad.
All right, buddy. Thank you for calling. It's an honor speaking to you.
Thanks, brother. See ya. What a good guy.
And that was a movie.
Yeah, what an awesome guy.
We got a call here. I'm gonna give him a call back. Scratch that. I think that's the wrong one. Here we go.
They said,
I think they're calling us. That's why. So let's go ahead and keep the lines open. Ghost Tactical is asking on YouTube, what's the biggest misconception people have of you?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what people think of me.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We got Jennifer on Facebook saying the VA failed her husband miserably and now he's in the cemetery because they didn't listen.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it depends on where it's at, right? Like the VA is, all the VAs are different, right? Like every one of them is independent of the whole VA.
Yeah, Ghost Tactical says a good answer insofar as the biggest misconception people have of you. Let's give this guy a call back.
Well, he didn't want to talk to us.
This is Richard. How may I help you?
Hey, what's going on? It's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Oh my God.
What's up?
How's it going, brother?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing pretty good. How's everything on your end, brother?
Man, you know, life's good. I mean, I get to sit in front of a camera and talk to badass people across the world. Like, you know, what can I complain about?
Yeah, no, I've been seeing your videos of you doing the firefighter workout stuff. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it. So
yeah, I can see, man. It's a lot of dedication, especially from someone who's given so much already.
yeah, man, we're going to Utah like July 19th. So going up there and competing. So just trying to get ready for it. Like it's I mean, I work out all the time, but gosh, it's like a whole other level of just, shit.
Yeah, that's how I feel about jujitsu, man.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about jujitsu sometimes. You train so much that it's like, God, it just doesn't end. There's levels and levels and levels and levels to everything, you know?
Yeah, man. Like gosh, I felt like an asshole this morning in the pool, but I'd really been thinking about it. And like, I hate swimming. So I hate swimming. Like, let me say this again. I hate swimming. And like, I hate it. And, so I'm in the pool 4 days a week now. And so I was swimming this morning. This guy was next to me and he was just, one of those chatterboxes. And, he like looks over at me and he asked me, he's like, what are you training for? And I looked at him, I said, fucking life. And then put my goggles back on and kept swimming. And I came back and like, honestly, I shouldn't have said it that way, but I was pissed at myself at like how big of a bitch I am at swimming. And I came back and then like, he's like asking me, he's like, well, just keep training because man, he's an older guy. He's like, it never gets easier. And I just wanted to look at him and be like, man, I don't train for shit to get easier. I train to get better. I'm not training for shit to get easier, right? I'm training to get better. And it's like with the firefighter challenge. And it's like you with jujitsu. Like, man, just as soon as you get something down, like, man, it's like, like when they're teaching you, a new move or a new submission, they teach you submission and then next they teach you how to get out of it. And it's like, shit.
Oh, I got one better for you. Like when you go and you're like, man, I got this move down. I hit it on everybody. I even hit it on the black belt. And then the very next day, the black belt goes, okay, guys, we're going to learn how to get out of the move. And you're like, you motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, I know. But that's in that life, right? Like, man, if you're going through life just for shit to get easier, like you're going to fail. You're going to fail because it ain't never going to get easier, man. You just got to get fucking better.
I think there comes a point where everybody has to really sit down and like think about it. Do I want things to get easier or do I just want to be able to manage anything that is thrown my way? Because when we're thinking about it as kind of like a video game perspective, easy, hard, medium, right? It's applying. My dad used to say this to me. He said it in Spanish, so I'll translate it. Don't apply end game rules to an infinite game because you will always get frustrated. And that's something that's like, oh yeah, dude, that stuck with me for like ever, man. But there's a question I've been wanting to ask you because I've been meaning to get you on the show and we've been busy and I've been following everything you do. But there's a question I've been really meaning to ask you.
Yeah.
I think you're the guy who can answer. I come from a different culture, right? In Puerto Rico, veterans aren't viewed normally as like all glory and all this stuff. And in recent years, maybe it's things that happen in life. Maybe it's just me being too much of a little bitch. I got to get my inner Goggins. But I feel like a lot of times people don't really care about veterans. And I'll explain to you why. I've noticed that a lot of times we see in our society where it's like, oh, we love our veterans. But the moment someone has an opportunity to stick it to you to gain something, either it's in court or in life or in, games or in relationships, people will try to use your service against you. And I've had that happen to me multiple times. How is it that you would, and I don't know if this ever happened to you, right? Because I don't know you personally and I love you as a person, but I don't know how I can just deal with people like that. I just ignore them and move on. But by God, it fucking irritates the shit out of me, brother.
Well,
how would you handle something?
So here's the first problem, right? Is them looking at a veteran in a negative way. Some veteran has gave them that perception.
Okay.
And so what I would it's been used against me multiple times. multiple times. I'll never forget an attorney who tried to say that I shouldn't even have any custody around my daughters because I had killed people. And why would anyone think that that would be okay? I mean, she is, this attorney is, she read it in a book. I mean, this attorney is an Austin attorney down here. I mean, she is just an incredibly terrible human being, right?
Attorneys are human beings, Dakota? Come on now.
Yeah.
Those are like actors. They'll
Yeah.
sell their souls and their moms for anything, bro.
Yeah, well, this one for sure, right? And so I know what it's like, right? I mean, what you just talked about was it. But here's the thing, man, is so that perception has been given. I mean, when people are like, oh, every veteran has PTSD. Oh, okay. Well, you know what I mean? Like, so does a lot of car wreck victims. The difference is that we've got to go out and combat that through our actions daily, right? Like, listen, when people walk around and they use the victim as their excuse and to legitimize them being pieces of shit. Well, that's where guys like us have to fight that. So what we got to do is we got to hold the standard higher, right? We got to go out and be like, well, no, like I'm a veteran and I use that passion for service and I infuse that back in my community. I use that same passion and integrity and that honor, courage, and commitment. And I put that in the values in my household, right? Like that's where the narrative has got to be changed, but it's got to be changed by guys using the word veteran as something that is great, not by walking out and using it as the get out of jail free card or being the victim card or this, I served, you owe me bullshit,
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I hate when people,
if you want to be treated greater, whether you're a veteran, whether you're a first responder, whether you're a teacher, whatever, then you have to be a greater person.
Yeah. Be, know, do. That's what we call it in the Army. I don't know if you guys in the Marines have it, but in the Army, it's called be, know, do, the principles of leadership.
Yep. I mean,
so I've totally forgotten about that, man. Yeah.
It's you got, but it's not that you were a great person. You still have to fucking be one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that makes sense, dude. Goddamn it, Dakota. You might not remember me from last time. I'm the dude that called last time that used to work trafficking cases, man. And I used to read, like I told you last time, man, I read yours and Edward Carter Jr.'s Medal of Honor stuff every time before I went to interpret, man.
Yeah, that's what you told me. I remember you.
Yeah.
I remember you, bro. Hell yeah, I remember you, man. I gotta get on your show,
brother. When do you want to come, brother? I'll email you right now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as soon as it's gonna have to be in August, to be honest, just because my shit is so I am so crazy busy right now, and I am so deep in paramedic school. But yeah, man, August is we're opening the window back up to do to get on more shows.
Yeah, man, and I'm dude. It's me and my co-host, who's a guy who did 20 years in the Navy. Your guys is Uber, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
Speaking. And I remember when we first started the show 2 years ago, man, we just hit 2 years. He said, there's two people who I want. He said, I want Tommy Chong and I want a Medal of Honor recipient.
Oh, we're done.
And my answer to that was, I just want a Medal of Honor recipient. If it can be Dakota, it can be anybody else, but I would want it to be Dakota.
Hell yeah, man, I'm in.
My God. Bro, we've had Tommy Chong 3 times.
Well, you're going to get me, so that's awesome, man.
Brother, I got to let you go because I got to feed the kiddo, but I just want to tell you, man, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for this. Thank you for calling me. You just...
Oh, yeah, man, I appreciate you, brother. Hey, go take care of your kid.
Brother, thank you so much.
Hey, yeah, brother. Take care, man. Man, what an awesome guy.
What an amazing guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's always fun to talk to.
I love it when people call back.
Yeah.
Keeps the conversation going.
It keeps it going. But, they always try to trick me. Do you remember me?
Yeah.
They try to get me. Yeah, they try to get me.
That's a little hard. We have a missed call. We have time for another call?
Yeah, one more. Dun, 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 dun.
Let's give it another ring.
No deal.
Nope. Yep. They'll have to give us a call back.
What
On the subject of jiu-jitsu, we have a question from Instagram. Who's a tougher role, Tim or Jocko?
I don't know. I mean, both would be like wrestling with two grizzly bears over a damn picnic basket.
Got another question. New to the fire service, what's the best way to earn the respect of the veterans in my FD?
Man, just show up every day, right? Show up every day, put in the work. I'm gonna use a quote from Jared. Hard work fixes everything. And just show up every day and put into work and don't look to others to motivate you. Get in and maintain that discipline of doing things right, truck checks right, doing everything right systematically. Honor that oath. Earn and honor that oath every day. We got one last question. Hey, what's going on? It's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Hey, Dakota, it's Dave Bosa from Staten Island again.
What's up, man?
What's up? I just need you to do one thing.
Hell yeah.
I'm honored for you to say hello to my mom for me, all right?
Of course, bro.
Hold on.
What's her name?
I'm battling cancer right now, so her name is Dolly. Hold on. Dakota Manning.
Hey, hi, sweetheart.
Hey, how are you?
On banging in here. Congrats on your medal.
Thank you so much. You got an awesome son. You did a great job. You know that?
Oh, I hope to God I did.
Yeah, well, you did. What have you been doing? You hanging out?
Yeah, he's staying with me. He's helping us.
What an awesome guy, right?
He's got my back, He's taking care of me and my husband because my husband has cancer also.
Oh my gosh. Well,
we both got hit with it.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. We're gonna be praying for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're gonna be all right. You sound so sweet.
Take good care of yourself.
All right, you take care too, ma'am.
All right, hold on.
All right.
I love you.
I love you too. I hope you have a great day.
Yo, man, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah, brother. You take care, man.
Yeah, next time you're in New York, give me a call. Go to the Yankee game.
I'm in.
All right?
All right, see you, bro.
You're not an Astros fan, no.
And I'm not. I threw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium already.
All right, good for you, buddy.
All right, see you,
I'll get
brother.
busy.
All right, bye. Man, how cool is that?
Wow.
What a way to end it. All right. So again, like if you're listening to this and you are out in Camp Lejeune, make sure to come get a workout in on tomorrow. Actually, what is tomorrow? 21st. Tomorrow at Wallace Creek Fitness Center at 0645. Be there at 6:30 because we ain't waiting on you. And then look, if you're looking, if you're looking to get out, you're looking to transition out, or Marines who are or their families. June 22nd at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. having a hiring fair with Hiring Our Heroes at the Marston Pavilion. So make sure to come check it out. Yeah, no reason. Transitioning ain't that hard, especially if you get ahead of it and you're on the offense. So hope you guys have a great week. Make sure to keep owning it.